back to Sunfire Forest, and guess what I discovered? The pause button doesn't work in Fark's story of this either. It's just like an entire thing in the world of this level. I think I just barely started this level the last time, but I decided to quit out of the game and go back to the beginning. So, yeah, Fark mode. We're getting towards the end of it, guys. I've, for the most part, found playing as Fark a lot easier than Spark. I think I like playing as Spark more because of all the different copy abilities, but the ability Fark has is better than any single copy ability Spark has, so... Also, just the parry. The parry, it really changes how you think about bosses. I think if I were to play Sparks mode again, is it possible... So, anytime you dash, is there, like, a brief invincibility window? Because if so, I could probably do a lot better against those bosses by applying the same logic that I've applied to playing as Fark here. I have a feeling I'm supposed to be going up. Guys, my feet are cold. I was about to sit down and record, and Penny was like, I need to go out. So I took her out. So this was... It just snowed here, and this morning was our first snow around here, and more importantly, it was Penny's first snow since we've had her. And it was all powdery and thick, so there was some walking on snow on the sidewalks and everything. But really, the bad one was this one just now, because the temperature has gone up, so the snow has turned into rain, and all the snow on the ground has just become disgusting slush. And it ate right through my sneakers. Now, Comic, why were you wearing sneakers? You should be wearing boots. My boots were in my car. I keep my boots in my car because I need them for work. And I never want to get to work and find I don't have them, so I keep them in my car. And I thought if the snow just stayed, like, powdery, I wouldn't need... Oh, wow, all the way back to the beginning of the stage, okay. Well, that's fair, I wasn't being careful enough. But while I was out there this second time, I went to my car and got my boots, so I won't have this problem again. But... yeah, my sneakers, they're like running sneakers. Not that I'm a runner, but I got running sneakers because I am a walker. And walking is just running very slowly. That's not true for a number of reasons, actually, but the experience is completely different. Yeah, so right now... shoes off, socks off, feet slowly getting feeling back in them, pins and needles. No, I wouldn't say they lost feeling. They had feeling the whole time, and that feeling was cold. And that feeling was awful. So yeah, this was the first time Penny's experienced snow since we got her. Probably not the first time she's experienced snow, period, because she was born... according to our records, like the rescue was able to determine how old she was. So she was born, we believe, in October of last year, and we ended up getting her in, like, April. But before either of the... I thought that was going to come down and crush me for a second. That's why I was being so careful. Yeah, Penny, if I haven't told this story yet, or you haven't heard it, is a rescue, and they found her in Delaware County, her and her dog sister, just out in the wild in the winter, when she would have been like 2 months old, just like surviving off the streets in Delco. This is Delaware County in Pennsylvania, not in the state of Delaware. Not that that really matters. The point is, it was cold. And as it's gotten colder this year, we've noticed her, like, wanting to be outside less, and we thought maybe she would hate snow because she would associate that with, back when she was struggling for her life out there. I assume it must have been pretty bad, because, I mean, I couldn't do it. She has a lot of, like hunter-survivor tendencies. Like, when we first got her especially, she was, like, foraging all the time. She forges in the grass, she eats rabbit poop, she tries to catch little animals. Part of that also is just because she is a, like, hunting kind of breed of dog, at least a lot of her is. She's like a whole bunch of different breeds of dog. I shared on Blue Sky when we did her, when we did her wisdom panel to find out all of her genetics, and boy, is she a lot of different kinds of dogs. And boy, can I not get up here right now. I am trying my hardest. If I can just get straight up through the middle, but I keep... Okay. No, stay in the middle. There we go. Yeah, even using the, like, ninja power to walk up the wall wasn't helping. Okay. Getting low on health, guys, so let's be careful. Yeah, so at this point, I find it harder to fight bosses as Spark, but harder to fight to get through stages as Fark, because I can't really build up static to heal myself as easily with plain enemies. Oh wow, I was really hoping I'd get to do this again. It's alright, I have a better idea of how to do it now. You know, the pinball kind of levels are like a staple of Sonic games because he could roll up into a ball and bounce around. But I've definitely had this experience before in every Sonic game I've played of like, ah, come on! Go the way I need you to go. Okay, that'll do it. Yeah, see, I'm even trying to build up static with enemies, but it's too slow. Yeah, so like that healing item. Does static also go down over time on its own? No, it just goes down when I get hit. Using my parries to try and... It's, like, not really worth it to farm static against these guys, though. You risk taking more damage than you'd have a chance to heal. But I'm killing them anyway because I'm sick of things hitting me. I'm sick of those spike balls ricocheting and hitting me. Okay, these won't crush me, they're opening for me. I saw a comment on Oscar's last video, the top 10 rap themes. A suggestion somebody had was top 10 speedsters in video games, which I thought was an interesting idea. When I think of a speedster, especially I think of, you know, the Flash from Justice League is like the main one, and there's, you know, a whole family of Flash and Flash-adjacent characters. There's lots of just Flashes in general, because there's the original Jay Garrick, there's then Barry Allen, who's considered the, like, main Flash usually, but also Wally West has been the Flash a lot, and is in the Flash in a lot of versions that people really like. You know, if your Justice League media of choice is the old Bruce Timm universe, then the Flash you know is Wally West, who fans of the comics would know as the first Kid Flash, who became the Flash after Barry Allen was gone. In... Was that Crisis on Infinite Earths that he disappeared? And then, of course, other things have speedsters. Like, I'm sure there are speedsters in DC that aren't Flash related, but basically it means somebody with super speed, and usually not flight, usually it's specifically running. In Marvel, you know, there's Quicksilver. Yeah, focusing on fighting Romalo now. Or, you know, imitation Romalo, because in Fark's story, they all have doppelgangers. This isn't the real Romalo. He would never. Yeah, but he certainly spends a lot of time far away from me. So yeah, let's do another pointless countdown really quick, because I think this will be kind of tough. Who knows, maybe Oscar and I will want to tackle it in a real countdown someday, but for now I think this is the best you're going to get. Top 10 speedsters in video games. People who run really fast or do things really fast, but usually not necessarily flying. Like, Superman can, you know, approach the same speed as the Flash depending on what media you're watching. Sometimes he's as fast or even faster, but we don't think of him as a speedster because he's also, like, flying. He can, like, meteor through things. So, I mean, the main one is Sonic the Hedgehog. This happened to me last time, too, where, like, the Romalo boss, like, hung around for a while after I killed him. After I beat him. I didn't kill him. You can't prove anything. He's not gonna testify, guys. He's not a snitch. Why do I feel like I'm not supposed to be going down this way, though? I'm definitely not, because things are bouncing me up. Okay, I just remember getting stuck on this level one time because I reached an area that was like a no loading zone. Yeah, and it was over here. This has this stupid area over here that isn't for anything. It feels like it should be the end of the level, but it's not. So no, I guess I really do need to just go down this way against the grain of these bouncy springs. Okay, so Sonic's the main one. Right now we're playing Spark. Spark is obviously a game taking a lot of inspiration, so I'm kind of tempted to give it to Fark, though, because not only is I know he's the main character of the next one. Oh, no. I'm not supposed to be down here. Okay, then what gives? I'll try going up to the left. But also, I just, like, feel like the moveset, I mean, I know he's more like Shadow, but I mean, we're talking about speedsters, not, like, Sonic clones. And for not having the, like, copy abilities, I feel like it puts more emphasis on his sense of speed. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Fark. Maybe it's because I'm playing as him right this second. Freedom Planet is another Sonic-like game. I don't really like referring to a genre as just another game that it's like, but you all know what I mean when I say that, so the one to go through from there out of the 3 playable characters, I definitely would say is Lilac, Dragon Girl, because all 3 of them can reach really high speeds, but, like, Lilac specifically can, like, Dragon Boost, and, like, her main gimmick ability serves to make her go faster, so, like, of course it's gonna be her. Is anybody gonna want me to say it's a different character in the Sonic games besides Sonic? Is that, like, a case anybody wants me to make? I think Sonic is still the fastest thing alive in Sonic canon. I know there's lots of characters that approach his speed or even, like, outpace him under certain conditions, but I think just for how long he's been on the scene, like, you can make a case for, like, Shadow being stronger and being, by extension, maybe faster, or, like, a better fighter at high speeds or not. But I think it's just gotta be Sonic. I think we just, like, have the most stuff with Sonic going fast in it that's gonna be hard to compete with. So that's 3. I know in Mortal Kombat, Cabal's thing is, like, moving really fast, and then he's got these, like, hook swords, but, like, I feel like the big special thing about him is he is kind of a speedster, and he can run really fast off one side of the stage and then appear on the other side of the stage, suggesting that he's just run around the earth. They do the Flash the same way in the Injustice games, actually. That's like his teleport move is just to run off stage right and appear stage left. I haven't played Dispatch yet, but I know it's a game about superheroes, and I know there's a guy in that who is like a traditional speedster. I think he's retired, though. I think his superhero name was Trackstar. So you maybe don't see him going super fast. I don't know, I haven't played Dispatch yet. I don't know how much action he has. I know the conceit of it. I've heard the conceit of it is that he's super fast, he's a speedster, but he also, whenever he was using his super speed, would age at the same rate, so he kind of overdid it and ended up, so he's like 90 years old, even though he's really 40 years old, like his body thinks it's 90 years old because he's just, he's sped run his life by going so fast. Which is very sad, and that sounds very haunting, and I'd be interested to see what the story does with it. Okay, let's heal up. Because I did have meter there. There's probably other fighting game characters whose things are how fast they are. None are super coming to mind for me, but I'm sure they're out there. So yeah, who else is fast? I don't want to go with Toad. I know Toad is like the fastest running character in Super Mario Bros. 2, and the blue Toad is like the fastest running character in Super Mario 3D World. But that doesn't seem to be at like fast enough of a scale to me. I also know that, like, depending on what you're looking at, you can argue that Mario is as fast as Sonic, or like somewhat comparable. Like, that was an old game theory video proving, you know, how fast Mario runs compared to Sonic. And, like, there's the Olympic Games and stuff. But I don't think I want to go down that rabbit hole. I will go for, go down a Pokemon rabbit hole a little bit with the fastest Pokemon, which is... Oh, this is the, like, mini-boss gauntlet, right? Yeah. I think the fastest Pokemon right now is Regieleki. Like, base stat-wise. There's also, Deoxys Speed Form. There might be a few others up there, but I think for specifically being just like one species of Pokemon that always has a really high base speed, I'm gonna go with Regieleki. Electricity as like an element tends to be the like fast one, because then you also have Larxene in Kingdom Hearts, and there's a lot of characters who can move at very fast at blinding speeds or defy gravity and stuff, but I feel like Larxene specifically is like zipping around all over the place when you fight her. So that's what I would go with there. What else is there? Like, any other hack and slashes or beat 'em ups can I think of that are like specifically like, oh, this is the really fast guy? I mean, Samus can reach really high speeds with the speed boost power. Same thing as like Kirby can like use like wheel. Like there's a lot of characters have a speed power up, but I wouldn't really call them speedsters if it's just like a specific thing they can do sometimes and it's like super video gamey like that. I also don't think I want to give it to like vehicles like this. Like, I wouldn't want to give it to, like, Captain Falcon because of the Blue Falcon. I could almost give it to Captain Falcon himself because he's, like, one of the faster runners in Super Smash Bros., but no, I don't think I want to do that. I should have parried that, but it's alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of load on the damage this way. Okay, there's my super. Okay, I lost super for a second there, but I think I can get it back right now. Other speedsters. I tend to think of Tidus from Final Fantasy as one, but I don't know if that's, like, super fair. My reasoning for, like, thinking of Tidus is that his part of the sphere grid has a lot of the time magic kind of stuff, and I always think of, like, he was always who I'd go to if I needed to, like, hit a, like, high evasion enemy, like the little dogs. And, you know, he gets easy access to, like, haste and stuff, or, you know, stop to make his opponents slow by comparison. Oh! Okay, let's focus on getting static again. Okay, I'll take that. Okay, we brought it back there. Pretty good. I mean, like, yeah, like, in Banjo-Kazooie, like, Kazooie has, like, the speedy shoes, or, like, Lanky Kong has, like, a go-fast form. Man, I feel like I was just editing the other episode with this. And here it doesn't give an explanation of, like, what Fark's doing, like, flying up here. You know, there's no question about him being able to get a ship. Which I think is kind of funny how, like, you know, Spark, there kind of has to be a reason why, like, somebody gave him a ride up here. Spark can just, like, grab a jet and ride it. And that makes total sense to me, honestly. I'm not even complaining. Oh. We're experiencing a laser storm. This song specifically reminds me of the Final Destination theme in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. With, like, the bass line. Duh, 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 duh. Yes, it's a tea. It's a day. Unlike the one Fire Emblem theme that's in that same game, that song from Super Smash Bros. Brawl does have a real Latin translation. They weren't just making up sounds. Ah, jeez. Fighting for my life out here. Health, 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 thank you. Yeah, I cannot keep health on me in this level. Dang it. Ah, man, that is the beginning of the stage. Because there's, like, other lightning characters who, like, also fly and are fast, but, like, because they fly, I, like, think of them less as speedsters, which isn't really fair. Like Phosphora from Kid Icarus Uprising probably would be a good character for this, but I don't know, she just doesn't have the same feeling to her because she's mostly flying around instead of running around at the speed of sound. You can't just be the speed of sound, you also have to be rolling around. Which could be, like, metaphorically rolling, as in running, but... Dang it! Can't win with these guys. It is definitely designed where you gotta just, like, run past everything, and believe me, I'm trying. That was especially annoying because I didn't need that piece of health. Oh. Okay, and now Fark is being haunted again by the, like, piece of Freon that's inside him. Okay, but that's a save point. We'd love to see it. Okay, what are some other speedsters from outside video games? Maybe that'll help me think. So, of course, there's, like, Quicksilver, and there's Dash from the Incredibles, and there's... when SpongeBob is the Quickster. No, that's a door we have to open, I think. Yeah. Oh, save point, thank you. Okay, we gotta fight a pirate. Okay, that was easy. Again, another situation where I realized I wasn't saying anything. After a little while, I was like, oops, I forgot to keep talking. Oh, this is different. Pretty sure this didn't happen in Spark's story. Yeah, I don't think I had, like, a grayscale security thing. Is anybody's thing in Metal Gear that they're, like, ridiculously fast? I mean, there's, like, ninja fasts where you, like, do sword stuff really fast, but there's not, like, Quickster fast stuff that I can think of. I don't even know how many I've named, though. Like, I might be pretty close to 10. Link has the rabbit hood, sure. Super Mario Galaxy 2, one of the Yoshis is like they run fast. One of the Yoshi fruit. But, again, not quite what we're going for. And, like, Cabal, rather, like, is also, like, ninja fast. Like, he's got his hook swords and he does stuff quickly, but he also does the run, more importantly. You see him, like, zap around the place. There we go. I have trouble clinging to the ceiling sometimes, even though it's an ability I know I have. Yeah, I'm trying to... Yeah, I think there's some invincibility frames on my dash also. Okay, alright. It's really struggling to grab that. Alright, well, let's get the save point at least, so if this thing kills me, it'll be alright. I'm now doing the dash and just throw out a parry strategy. I don't want to do like a mount, like I don't want to do like Sigurd, whose thing now in Fire Emblem is like movement bonuses. Other non-video game ones, there's Accelerate from Ben 10. I think there was a later super fast guy too. And it was kind of like, why do we have him? We already have Accelerate. You just made Accelerate again. Which is what comic books do all the time. You get like a lot of double dipping with superpowers, but that was so weird. I was trying to double jump and it was just like not happening. I don't know what I was doing wrong there. As always, whenever I do one of these, give me other Speedster characters in the comic comments. Those are the comments for me, comic. Oh, and it does a big explosion when I kill it. Okay. You're just determined to mess up my graphics card here. I mean, that's fair. You probably wouldn't want to be, you know, slashing ballistic missiles, but okay, like there it wasn't even the hitbox of the explosion yet, though. So I take umbrage with that one, at least. Yeah, I think that's all I got for Speedsters right now. Was, Rocket Robot on Wheels, was he, like, especially fast? Kind of a funny title for that N64 game, because he wasn't on wheels, he was on wheels, singular. He was like a little unicycle guy. I know fans of the Flash have been saying for a long time we need like a good like open world Flash game. That would be so cool, though I imagine it would also be kind of hard to design. But I think you could do something really neat with it. And especially now that we are in this age of, like, open worlds that you can load really quickly on the PS5 and such. Okay, and up here. Whoop. Oh, come on. Yeah, they really just, like, these last few levels, they throw crap all over the place. Ill-Placed Robot made me think of another one from Mega Man, Quick Man. You got both Quick Man from Mega Man 2, and you got Quickman.exe from Mega Man Battle Network 2. And I think there's probably other, like, Robot Masters and such, and Net Navis and such, where speed was their thing, but I feel like Quick Man is the most iconic. Alright. Gonna go down here, there's gonna be another health pickup to our left. Oh, two more health pickups. Cool, I love a random health drop there. I hate how you can't walk through these when you're wall running. I'm sure there's a, you know, programming reason for that. Like, it might even be on purpose, but it always feels like an oversight. Okay, I know there's an enemy right there. Save point, thank you. Okay, we're fighting this thing and we're fighting it in black and white. So I think we're gonna be, like, fastly approaching some new content stuff, right? Because... are they gonna make Fark just fight another Fark? Am I also gonna be copied? I mean, they totally could do that. He's a robot. I feel like the more interesting thing to do would be to make him fight Spark. I'm thinking kind of like in Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows, you're playing as Plague Knight, and when you get to the stage where you would normally fight Plague Knight, instead you fight Shovel Knight. Because that's where Shovel Knight and Plague Knight fight. It makes perfect sense. Alright, okay. We're okay. We're gonna be alright. Yeah, we're okay. Okay, we might not be okay. Don't like the look of all these burners here. Yes, thank you. I don't even know what's going on with all the colors sometimes in this area. Okay, alright, get me on the plane. Thank goodness. I think we got one more of these planes. Okay. Up here? No. Yes. Whoa, what bounced me over there? I think I just did a funny dash. I know, everybody wants a piece of Fark. I've been spelling Fark, F-A-R-Q, like I did at the end of one of the videos. But, like, I realized, obviously it's F-A-R-K, because it's meant to rhyme with Spark. I think I just, like, saw what I wanted to see with it, because I wanted it to be short for Farquaad. Because I think that would be really funny. But, like, it's already a funny name. We don't have to do him like that. Leave me alone. I have enough bullcrap coming after me already. Okay. I did always like the whole thing in DC Comics, though, with the Speed Force as kind of a, like, connecting mythology for all those super fast characters, and also just kind of a way to explain away all the physics problems with being a super fast character. That, like, the Speed Force just sort of makes it work so that you can run super fast without snapping your neck. Because you always, like... Okay, you know what I hate, semantically? if you're having a discussion about, like, superpowers you'd like to have, you know, the kind of discussion that normal people have, everybody just talks about this all the time, right? I assume. So, like, oh, if you could have any superpower, what superpower would you want to have? And, like, then, like, somebody who watched, like, a funny, like, physics video, and I love funny physics videos, and I love thinking about the physics sometimes, too. But, like, oh, why, like, having this power wouldn't actually make any sense because X, Y, Z, and, like, oh, well, if you were, like, super fast, you would also need to be, like, super durable somehow to survive the extreme conditions of moving that fast. Otherwise, you would, like, run at Mach speed and just, like, your skin would peel off and your bones would grind to dust from just, like, the sheer, you know, opposing air force of you running. Like, yeah, and under the right situations, that can be fun to talk about, but, like, nobody wants to hear that. Like, okay, if you were invisible, theoretically, you wouldn't be able to see yourself either, and then I guess if... Wait, what was the argument against invisible? There was something funny about it. There's a whole thing about being able to walk through walls. How, like, being able to turn yourself intangible, like, actually would be really, really dangerous, because, you know, if you were completely intangible, like, light would pass through you, so you wouldn't be able to see, because your eyes... And it would be the same thing with, like, being invisible. Technically, if you were invisible, so, like, light wasn't bouncing off you, it also wouldn't be bouncing off your eyes for you to be able to get visual information. And, you know, if you were intangible, you'd have that, plus you wouldn't be able to hear, because, you know, sound is just, like, things bouncing off. We experience sound as, like, atoms vibrating and hitting our eardrums. You know, it can be an interesting discussion, but just, like... Also, if you're just having a casual conversation about superpowers, I'm like, oh man, I wish I'd be able to shrink. Well, actually, if you were to shrink down, the massive collapse of your mass could create a black hole that would create a singularity. I know, shut up. Oh, matter can't be created or destroyed, so you would actually be like, well, we're saying it can. And I like the Speed Force because it shuts down those kinds of arguments for the super speed characters. Of just saying, like, oh yeah, there's like a supernatural power that, like, just kind of makes it work, and then sometimes you can have a story based around that and our character's limited understanding of it. And sometimes somebody messes with the Speed Force too much, so it makes them time travel. I do get tired of, like... I think the Flash is less interesting when he knows that he could just, like, run so fast that he goes back in time and reverses his mistakes. And then you got stories of, like, Flashpoint where it's specifically, like, punishing him for being, like, that so flippant with that power, but, like, you gotta really protect time travel as a plot device, otherwise it gets too easy to write yourself out of any situation and all the stakes in your story evaporate. Like, arguably a lot of the stakes in the MCU have evaporated now because we know that the Incredible Hulk has a time machine. The way Avengers Endgame handles time travel is really interesting to me, though. A lot of people would say, like, whenever another kind of, like, time travel thing comes up in the MCU, like, whether or not it makes sense because it doesn't fit with how Endgame explains time travel, but the whole thing in Endgame was that Tony Stark invented a model of time travel. Not that that was the only way to do it. He specifically was creating a form of time travel to let you go back into the past but not affect the present. Essentially, creating a branch timeline when you change things in the past, but you would return to the regular, unchanged present. Because the idea of that movie wasn't to go back in time and stop Thanos from doing the snap, it was to go back in time and get the Infinity Stone so that you can reverse it. But, like, theoretically, then, there would be other times to interact with the time stream to fully go back and forth in time. And other things like Loki explore that. But other MCU things have had time travel. Not, like, that much so far. I mean, sure, like, Captain America was frozen in time. But that was still, you know, going forward in time. He just had to wait a long time. He was just kind of in suspended animation. Going back in time is a lot harder than going forward in time. Technically, we're all going forward in time at a rate of 1 day per day. At a rate of 1 second per second. Okay, let me do like a skip ahead here. Okay, I'm running through the wind tunnel here. Everything is fine, everything is good. This is a tough level because I feel like the stage wants me to go really fast, and it's another case of, like, the game not really, like, having the kind of movement that this stage feels like it's built for. I hear people say a lot, Sonic 1 punishes you for going fast, and that's true. More generously, it punishes you for not being careful and for going fast at the wrong time, but like the level design generally, you know, kind of... See, and there I was confused because the black and white was making it harder to see the blue laser happening. Okay. I guess we'll just try and parry that. Okay, I'll wait down here for a minute. Yeah, there's another, like, little, like, rift. I like that you can actually avoid them, though. It gets really confused with, like, what button to, like, what direction to hold when you're running, because it's just kind of to keep pressing the same direction you've been going, even if you flipped upside down and left is now right. But... it does get confusing, especially as soon as you let go of it and then you press it again, but it's now interpreting that as a different direction than it was a second ago, your button press. I'm trying to do this, like, with as much carefulness as possible, but okay, we'll come up here and hit it this way for a bit. I'm trying to remember the name of the fast little guy in Killer 7. It's something Smith, I'm sure. The one who goes, later. He's got 2 little handguns, and he's definitely, like, the fast one. And he's also pretty fast, and also his power is to go even faster, which makes him the perfect, like, backtracking character. I would include him. I finished that game almost a year ago now, on this very channel. Yeah, I can't quite just run up the wall. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't really see what that stupid green sword spinny top guy was doing when it was like that. Oh, I didn't mean to jump off the wall there. Unfortunately, I was being patient too, but all right. At least it's not taking me back too long. What was his name? There was Garcian Smith, Kaede Smith, Coyote Smith, Damask Smith. The knife guy and the white guy. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna try and get my points, my static hitting that guy. Dan Smith was the other one, but I don't remember what the little guy's name was. I feel like it was something like... I feel like it was like something to the effect of that he was like a little punk. Oh, the Scout! The Scout is definitely a speedster. He's already like really fast, and then he also drinks the little soda that makes him like vroom. And I know I said like I don't want to count like power-ups, but the thing is his thing is always being fast. He just has a state where he goes even faster. I think that can be counted. Okay, let's get that power up one again. Very good. Power up, it's a health up. Oh, okay. Felt like I was running out of time there, and I was. Jerks. Okay, health, thank you. You know, being able to run up walls isn't as useful as you might think, because it doesn't let you walk through floors. Just trying to get the health there, but okay. That animation looked kind of funny. Okay, good. Alright, and I think we're gonna call it a day in a minute here. Because I assume up here is where we're gonna fight whoever the... Yeah, this is where the save points are right next to each other. Okay, guys, we'll see what's on the other side of this next time, and I think maybe we'll take ourselves right to the end of the game. Yeah, I'm the Comic Foil. I'll see you then. Send me your speedsters.